Alright, welcome back everybody. So now that I have got to level 13 here, just doing Countess runs over and over and over again, I'm going to kind of show you the layout of what I have found and what I've looked for and everything like that. So, here's what I have found. I have found a 2 open socket leather armor. This of course is going to be used for my stealth rune word later, Tau plus Ethrune in that order. Note that it is a gray, right? It is gray leather armor and it is not blue. I don't think I've seen a blue one yet that I could show you, but it's important to note, like, this right here is quilted armor of health, right? That is blue, and if it had 2 open sockets, I would be screwed putting stuff into it. There is also such a thing as mechanics armor. It is 2 open sockets. It will have no magical trait, such as damage reduced by 1, but it will be blue. It'll say mechanics quilted armor, whatever it is. It'll be blue. You cannot socket that. The magic trait of that armor is that it's socketed. It's a very tricky way. I don't know why they did that, but they just wanted to like screw with us. That will be the magical trait. So if you get a mechanics armor or a mechanics weapon and you try and create a rune word with it, it won't work because it's still a magic armor. So you must make sure that anything that has sockets that you want to socket for a rune word is gray. So I've got that. I have got a skull cap. This is going to be used for tier runes and or Rao runes. And the reason I do this is for resistances and mana per kill later on. Additionally, I have got a small shield with 2 open sockets. Once again, this will be used for Rao runes or tier runes, or I could use it as well for something like diamond or chip topaz or things like that. And I will go over that in a second. So I went and I bought, these were all things that I vendored throughout the game as I was going along. Additionally, I found 7 light res gloves. I decided, you know what, I will go ahead and buy these because I like light resist, especially heading into Act 2 where there's going to be beetles. What sockets did you need? Tier Ral is going to be for a leaf staff. If you find a 2 open socket staff, you can make Tier Ral and you can make a leaf. I'm not going to be making that because I'm a light sorceress. I also bought a belt. This right here, you'll note, will increase the number of potions I can carry. And note also it has required strength 25. That is going to be the lowest strength possible you can have to get these 12 sockets in your belt. So that is why I go up to 25 strength. And I think I have +1 strength from this. So I go up to 25 strength. And then I can wear this belt and have all of that. So yes, beetles are terrible in Act 2. So I have this right here if I want for more light resist. And of course, I can get even more if I find I could put this in there for 6 more resistances. I'm going to wait though, and then if I kill Indariel and she drops a topaz or chip topaz or flawed topaz, whatnot, along the way that I find, I will put those into my shield for later. So generally what you want to have, don't really care for that, but what you want to have is and Crowick, thank you very much for the follow. But what you want to have is 2 open socket shields and or helmets and 1 of the other. So let's just pretend like I was checking the whole way along. 2 open sockets. They're just gonna play with my mind right now. This happens sometimes. So this is why you check every time that you're on the run and you're kind of going through it. There we go. So now I have 2 open socket shields. So how would I make this? So the first thing I would do, right, I have this if I want for later, but we can just store that. Let's say we save it for Act 2. So how would I want to do this? So Rao runes give 30 fire resist in a helmet, but 35 fire resist in a shield. However, you must note things like chip diamonds, chip topaz will only give resistances in shields. So if I had 2 shields and 1 helmet, which is your ideal setup, I would put my Rao runes in one of my shields. I would put my chips, diamonds, and you know, or topaz, whatever, in the other shield, and then my tier runes in my helmet. However, because I have 2 helmets and 1 shield, and I didn't find that second 2 open socket shield, it's not worth the time to keep going back and back. So instead, I'm going to create 1 helmet that is going to be dedicated for my Rao runes. and 1 helmet that is going to be dedicated for my tier runes, 2 mana per kill. And then my shield is going to hold whatever gems I get for resistances later on. The rest of these runes right here I do not need except for that Tal Eth, so I could sell these all off now. We can check these. I don't really care. Light resist. I probably want to keep that. For a small charm at 7%. Yeah, that's backwards, Wictard. You have to put rune words in the correct way. So I have my Tal and my Eth saved for this. I have my Ral, and 3 Tal runes makes a Ral. And once again, these are level 19 required, so by the time I can use this, I'm going to have my cube anyways, so I can make that into a Ral rune. So that's why I didn't sell all those runes off immediately, because I wanted to make sure I had 2 Ral runes, or that's good to have. Doesn't always happen, but you want to try and get to 2 Ral runes, 2 tier runes, and a Tal Eth, and then maybe some chipped topaz or better. So that's kind of what I'm pushing towards right there. So this is going to give me 60 fire res later on in the game, which is going to be huge because that'll be great for 4 and 5. So now that I kind of have everything sorted out, there's another experience shrine. Beautiful. Unfortunately, I'm already level 13. At level 13, you kind of start getting diminishing returns going down the tower. So you want to move forward as a sorceress. Oh, right. So something I didn't actually go over. So now that I'm level 13, you'll note that I have my skills set up as Frost Nova, 1 Telekinesis, and the rest Charge Bolt. Well, this is not going to be good for later on because Charge Bolt starts to kind of fade after a little bit. So what I do here is I actually respec, and it changes based on characters. Some characters respec at level 20, some earlier. Sorceress respecs level 13. I'm going to once again go up to 25 strength, and I'm going to go to 26 because I have that +1 strength. I'm going to go to 50 energy. This is going to boost my mana up, which I like, and the rest I can put in vitality, of course, doing the shift click for the final bits. For my skill build, I'm going to go with 7 static field, max Nova as much as I can, 1 telekinesis, 1 frozen armor, and 1 frost Nova. This is just how I like to build my source. And then every skill point from here on out will be Nova until level 18, which is why I saved this 1 skill point here, which will go into teleport, of course, which is great. Yeah, we are losing our whatever right there. Now I'm going to reset my skills. And now I have all my skills set as I would like. And so now my main thing is going to be Nova with static field and frost Nova, of course, right? How is it going, guys? So, that being said, we move forward and we're just going to try and rush through the Monastery Gate. And at this point, I just want to get to, come on. I just want to get as far as possible. And once again, I did not get stamina potions or anything, which I should have done. So at this point, generally before I would move forward, I would do this. I would fill up on potions. I want to get some good mana pots. And I'm going to drink some stamina potions and have those for traveling. They do stack as well in duration, so I can drink a few of them and just kind of move forward with that. So now I feel comfortable. I've got Outer Cloister, and now we're moving forward. So, the Outer Cloister. This has 3 layouts, okay? This map right here, this little map right here has 3 layouts. This one right here, which means the direction is going to be straight or this way. And this is the one that has this cross in the middle and the waypoint up on this top right. There is another one where the waypoint is going to be over here and it's going to be an open square in the middle. That means it's going to be to the left. And there's a third map where the waypoint is over here on this left side, and that means it is going to be over to the right side. So every single time that I come in here, I just look for where that waypoint is, what that map layout is, and I know that the barracks is going to be this way. Also, as a sorceress, with Nova is so good that you just kind of want to run through and cast it just to kill things because you get experience along the way, and that is always good, right? And you can also note that I can use static on groups like champions. That might take a few more Novas to kill. That'll weaken them. And I just want to run through here and whatnot. So now that I'm in the barracks, it is also important to note that I want to be looking, it's either straight or left. So remember how we had the discussion before about what way is it? So this is going to be straight, so it's either going to be up here, somewhere in a straight direction, right? Our block's going to be like this, or it's going to be over to the left, somewhere over here. So I always run, when I go through the barracks, I start by going to the left, and then I circle back around towards a straight direction as we go. So we'll do that. Come on. Do this, and I'm just going to keep running in this sort of leftward direction here. I think that's dead end right there, yeah, okay. And moving up here, this should be a dead end, but there should be a boss group right there, yep. So there's almost always a boss group up in that area. And I want to try and avoid that Frost Nova as well. Because once again, Frost Novas slow us down. So once again, we will just look through here. Now you have to remember there's also the smith. We didn't find him, and I don't encourage you to go look for him. If you do go find the smith, go ahead and grab the malice really quick and then leave. Don't kill him. He takes too long to kill. But just grab the malice and leave. You can try and imbue some boots when you get to like Act 2 and try and get faster run walk. Until that point though, just ignore it. And if you don't find it, like I said, don't spend your time doing that. So jail level 1, once again, remember those directions that I discussed. If you do not have the directions in your mind, whatever it is, then go back to that video. I can even post the link down below or something. Go to that video that shows you this is what straight is, right? So I am straight is going to be literally this way at this point. If I say run to the right, Mr. Llama, I'm going to be running up this way. That's to the right because of this is my straight, this is my entrance block, and this is straight now. So left is this way, right is that way, and straight is going to be continuing this way. So in jail level 1, my exit is going to be straight. Once again, found a nice boss group. Oh gosh, it's a bad boss group actually. That hurts a lot. Don't die, Mr. Llama. We'll do this just as safety here. So we'll kind of chill them. That'll help us a little bit. And there we go.
Not enough mana.
So it is important we do not die there, right? That would not be good. So I'm going to be running for a straight direction here. And it's not always going to be dead straight, and that's important to note. It doesn't mean it's exactly in the straight line. It means the entrance block is facing that straight way. So that's not going to be it. That's a dead end right there. And the more you run these maps, the more you kind of get a sense of it. And it looks like it's going to be up there. That's the general sense I'm getting right there. So I'm going to run this way. And also the waypoint is off to the left. So the waypoint faces left. So waypoint's going to be right there. Once again, that does not mean the waypoint cannot be like right here. Let's say that the map runs like this and goes over, up, and then this way. And it comes left this way, that could be it. But this block right here is going to be facing that direction. So in general, that's going to be where your waypoint is. Thus, this right here should be my exit, and as you can see, that is my exit. And I will once again kind of back off just to show you really quickly the picture. Our entrance block is like this, thus straight is facing this direction. Thus, our exit block is facing, it's like this, right? That's our exit block, so it is facing straight that way. So that is important stuff to note. Jail level 2 is going to follow the same exact pattern in that I'm going to want to be running straight. I'm going to pick up all those things right there. Sacred globes can be worth a lot of money, so that's always good to have. And what do you know? It is straight again, right? There's our entrance block, straight as this way, and there's our exit block, straight as that way. That is a very nice map. Now for the jail level 3, it's going to be left. So I am not going to be running for that straight direction this time. I'm going to be running for that left direction instead. So in this case, you will see me go up, and it should be right up here, and there it is. And once again, it's not always this simple. These maps are absolutely amazing, actually. But, you know, it could be all the way down here and then up to the left, whatever it is. So that takes us through to the inner cloister. And like I said, this is just kind of a blitz all the way to Indarial. I skip fighting Tainteds because they are just a pain in the butt to fight. So we move on right past them. Don't really care about any of those things. And now I am just looking through the catacombs, and you'll say, okay, Mr. Llama, how do I run the catacombs? Which direction is it? Well, unfortunately, there's no real good direction. Down here, you just have to know. So like right now, I know that's a dead end. That's just how that map is. That's going to be a dead end. This is also going to be a dead end over here. So I don't want to run over there. So I'm going to now run up, right? So it's just, you can cut little pieces of it off. And we can kind of open up another map with a later hero that's also dead end there. And it's dead end there. And it's just literally running around randomly. So this is a place where you can lose some time. And like I said, normally I would be killing a lot of things, but I'm not going to be killing Tainteds, because they just take a long time. And this right here means that this is where it's going to be. This sort of little layout, as you can see right there it is, means this is going to be one of the exits. So if you ever see it where it's the double doors on the side and has this little entrance right there, that's going to be an exit. Additionally, like right here, you can see, if you ever see this sort of shape like this and there's no door down here, that means that this right here is, or that's going to be a dead end. If you ever have this sort of path looking way, that's going to be a dead end. And there's a couple more. So you just kind of learn how your dead ends are going to look and whatnot. But that takes us to level 2. Level 2, once again, is random, but it's a little less random. And the way that I say that is, if you find... Alright, we're going to have to kill this group because they're standing in our way. And we'll go ahead and voluntarily kill this group, because we like killing the boss guys. So that right there is going to be dead end as well. I'll show it to you. But that map right there, you'll know, is a dead end as well, or that piece of the map. So I'm going to run this. The way that I normally want to run this map is I would now that I have found that way, I would normally run it. There we go. I would normally run it always running to the right. So that's not always going this way, but it is always running whatever direction it is to the left, sorry. So I'd run up here and then that way, that way, that way, that way. And that'll be the way to find the door. I mean, instead I'm going to run the opposite way so I can show you how I knew to run to the other direction. So this should be our waypoint right here. This should lead us to the waypoint. And there it is, sure enough. And normally I don't care, right? If I find the waypoint, half the time I don't even get it. It's pointless. Now the reason I knew the waypoint would be over here and not the downstairs is because there is one little bit of set pieces here, and that is that the waypoint and the exit, wherever the waypoint is, right? So the waypoint entrance block is going to be facing straight that way. Let's pretend you come in here and that's straight. It's going to be to the right of the waypoint. So whichever way this exit is, it's going to have to be facing this way. So it could be over here, it could be right there, it could be right there, it could be right there. Anyway like that, but it has to be facing up and down, which means I'm going to kind of ignore... Okay, so that's it. See, remember how I said that map right there is going to be the way? That's it right there. So now, instead of me wasting all my time running all the way through here, looking through the rest of it, I know that I have found the map right over here. I have found this exit because I know that map. That's how that looks towards an exit. And sure enough, there's our exit. So once again, this block is facing to the right of your starting block for your waypoint. And then level 3, you are back to being blind, unfortunately. You just have to run through it and pray, but you do kind of look and see areas down here. So like this, that's not big enough to have a way. So I know that it's not going to be right there. An experience shrine, that's nice, but I still will check because this does come down here, and I do want to check on this down path. And sure enough, that's it. If there's that torch, you can kind of tell that's where it is. So that is very good. And so now we're at level 4. Level 4 is, of course, always going to look like this map that it is here. I don't really want to kill these guys. Instead, I'm going to lure them away from that door, and then you can actually close the door on them. It's a very fun tactic, you could say. So you open the... Oh gosh, there's more of them. There's more of them, boys. So we'll lure them all away. I'll go ahead and set that up here for now. We'll try and lure everything out of that way. Generally, I would just run through this, but I'm going to freeze them, and then I'm going to close the door. So now the door is closed on those guys, so they will stay beyond there. It's very nice. And then whatnot. So now we'll just, pretend like I'm running through, and okay, I want to kill Indariel. So I'm just going to do... Where'd she go? Wow. Just avoid monsters. And then, of course, as a sorceress, I'm just going to static. I can set another waypoint in here. And this is just very typical kill Indariel stuff, right? Slow her down, and then kill. Okay, and that is our kill. Perfect. So now I pick up everything I got, I go through, and I can just go right to War of and move on. And so now we have made it to Act 2. We are level 14, which is a perfect level to be. And as you can see, we found that topaz. So remember how I said, let's save this in case we find a topaz? That's why. So now we'll probably do this and that. And now we have 42 light resistances without even putting on that helm that we found. Since I have one Tyrian in here, I could keep that. And I probably will because I have such high res. But let's say I didn't have my shield. I could, we'll just do this for now. Let's say I didn't have my shield. I would only have 28 resistances. Or 14 without this. So I would probably put that on to get 28. Because beetles do a lot of damage. But because I have my shield, I have 42 and 56. They're pretty much interchangeable. I shouldn't die with either. So I can kind of ignore that. So Act 2, first thing I do though is I come up here, I talk to Deckard Cain, I identify my items, I come to Farah, I repair, I look for boots, that would be faster run walk, and if I don't have a belt, I buy myself a belt. After that, I come to Lysander, I sell everything I don't care about, all these things, and now I will buy my potions, fill up, right, and get ready to go. And that right there takes us through to Act 2, so we will continue in the next video. But thank you guys for watching, and we will have the next part of the series covering what you do through Act 2 and kind of dealing with Act 2 maps and things like that. So see you guys in the next part.